Resiliency and redundancy are top priorities to ensure that our clients' customers have access to safe water, even in the face of disruption. Another example of where we're supporting our clients, we're helping clients expand water storage through construction of new reservoirs, as an example, which gives them greater operational flexibility during droughts and also helps to strengthen their long-term water security.
Hey everyone, it's Bob Crossan. I'm the editorial director of the Endeavor Business Media Water Group. I am joined today by Donnie Ginn. He is Black& Veatch Executive Vice President and Global Water Solutions Leader. And we thank you so much for being here on the call and talking to us about some of the business opportunities that you see for Black& Veatch in 2025 and what's going on with your business.
Great. Happy to be here.
Yeah. So for first things first, as you look at the Black& Veatch water business in 2025, what are some of the trends that you're seeing are dominating conversations or dominating the market as an opportunity for your water business, either the drinking water or the wastewater side?
Yeah, we recently released our 14th annual water report. And what we found in that survey is there continues to be many challenges and opportunities in the water space with consistent themes around aging infrastructure, aging workforce, and availability of funding. But also making the top of the list this year were really challenges associated with cybersecurity, water supply, resilience, and even data centers. Black& Veatch is working with clients across the country to support sustainable and resilient water supplies. For example, we're partnering with a client in the Southwest right now to strengthen their water supply by building redundancy so that if one part of their system fails, they can still deliver water to their customers.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, water scarcity seems like a big issue and supply. I know that one of the elements of the report too mentioned kind of the data center side of things too. That there's an increasing need for data centers and silicon manufacturing, both of which needs a lot of water, and that's putting some pressure in certain areas when it comes to water supply. Is that something that you also? It seems like that was something that was noted in the report. How are you guys looking at that or thinking about that?
Yeah, when it comes to data centers, we're supporting both our water utility clients as well as data center clients with making sure that there's adequate water supply to provide water to those data centers. And if you look at our data center clients, many of them are focused on water stewardship and water um, stewardship type programs where they're supporting also our utility clients with returning water back to the basin in which they're drawing it out through water reuse type solutions. Maybe it's aquifer recharge or providing reuse for industrial or irrigation type uses.
Yeah. So when we look a little more broadly, one of the things I've also been asking a lot of folks in positions of yours this year is, headwinds and tailwinds for the business. When you look at 2025, what are some of the headwinds that you foresee are presenting some challenges, and how are you trying to navigate around them or overcome those headwind challenges that you're being faced with as a business?
Yeah, from our client's perspective, I'd like to take a view from our client's perspective. One potential headwind is around uncertainty of future regulations, in particular related to emerging contaminants. These uncertainties can make it difficult for utilities to plan with confidence. At Black& Veatch, we're helping our clients navigate this evolving landscape by assessing their utility system needs, evaluating impacts due to the regulations, and aligning their capital investment strategies accordingly. If I go back to the water report, in our survey, half of the respondents indicated they are not likely to make changes to their existing priorities for their utility. This means that many of our clients are not going to change course and continue to invest in areas that they are currently. And one example of this is we're supporting a client in the Southeast right now with implementing solutions to mitigate PFAS by constructing granular activated carbon systems at several of their facilities.
Yeah, PFAS is a big issue, and in fact, we're recording this just the day after EPA talked about rolling back and rescinding the hazard index and the limits on 4 of PFAS, but maintaining the PFOA and PFOS ones. So there's like to your point of regulatory uncertainty, lots of things are still happening even on a day by day basis right now. Yeah. But, what about tailwinds? When you think about things that are happening in the market, are there things that you're like, "We can totally catch the wind in our sails on that?"
Yeah.
Where are you looking at in that regard?
Yeah, when again, from our client's perspective, water utilities are really making significant investments in sustainability and resilience with a strong focus on securing water supplies for the future. As I mentioned earlier, resiliency and redundancy are top priorities to ensure that our clients' customers have access to safe water, even in the face of disruption. Another example of where we're supporting our clients, we're helping clients expand water storage through construction of new reservoirs, as an example, which gives them greater operational flexibility during droughts and also helps to strengthen their long term water security.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like, it seems like this theme keeps on showing up of, the reservoirs, you have a more water supply needed in different areas, and it's not necessarily, all tied to, like, Western states and things like that. When it comes to, like, water supply, is that something that you're also finding a trend with, that that water supply issues extend beyond where we traditionally see drought issues and lack of water in that regard?
Yeah, I think that water scarcity challenges exist in many places across the US, not just in the West region. For example, the Southeast, we're seeing a lot of clients focus on aquifer supply and recharge, and those are great examples of sustainable solutions as well.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, what is most exciting to you about the water market? Look, not just this year, but even beyond that. When you look at business opportunities or technology advancements, solutions innovation, and things like that. What excites you the most about the water industry as you're looking down the pike?
Yeah, what really excites me about the water industry right now is really the focus on making investments into water and wastewater systems to address the challenges that many of our clients are facing. Also, I talked about this a little bit before, but the partnership between water utilities and large water users like data centers. We're collaborating, as I mentioned, with both water utilities and data center companies to look at implementing sustainable water solutions around cooling systems and looking at helping our clients implement reuse type projects to really treat and return that water back to their water sources. So those things are really exciting to me to see some of the innovations that's going on around desalination, for example, to provide yet another water source for our clients.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Are there any other thoughts that you had about the water market that you wanted to talk about today that I maybe I didn't ask you a question that kind of led you in that direction?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, water and wastewater utilities across the U.S. are really facing a wide range of challenges, from the aging infrastructure to climate impacts and worse workforce constraints. We talked a little bit about that. At Black and Veatch, we're really working side by side with our clients to navigate these complexities. We're helping them prioritize capital improvements, really align projects with their goals, and ultimately deliver reliable and resilient and sustainable water solutions for their communities.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Donnie. I appreciate you taking the time and chatting with me today and learning a little bit more about the Black of Veatch business and where you guys are seeing some opportunities for 2025 and beyond. And for everyone who's watching, check out our description below. We'll have a link to that report that Donnie was mentioning, the 2025 water report from Black of Veatch. And you can check it out down there. And once more to Donnie, thanks for being here.
Thank you.